We're good. Okay, we are recording now. So Cheryl, as I mentioned, is a fearless leader. She takes us in lots of new directions. She is involved with spirit groups and took this in entirely to Canada through Unity Canada and through Unity Kitchener. Has been sort of a leader in new ideas, and we welcome her and always think she's the most fun to be with. And she's been a spiritual soul since she was very tiny. She's told us a lot about her background and her belief system and how that has been inquiring, but also shifted and changed through time. So welcome, Cheryl. Do you want the slides up or do you want them to be off?
No, they can be on.
Okay, and we'll stop the share. There you go.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Oh my goodness, it's always such a wonderful gift to be together and just to look out and see smiling faces, both online and in the room. And that's what really gives me courage. So I really feel greatly supported. Thank you. So our theme this morning is healing and wholeness. Now, healing can sound like a big word, something far away, something we hope for, but we don't always believe we can have. And it's one of those words that can carry a lot of weight. They can feel really heavy. For some of us, it can feel hopeful. For others, it can bring up pain, disappointment, or even guilt. Unity teaches something profound. Healing is not about becoming something we're not. It's about uncovering and revealing the wholeness that has been there all along. True story. When I was a kid, I could be so sick that I'd have to stay home from school. I genuinely felt ill. However, if something exciting was coming up, or if there was a holiday the next day, I felt great. I felt wonderful. I was like, Mom, I can go. I feel good. And suddenly I was fine. I was able to be full of energy, ready to go, and begging to go. Mama, but you're sick. No, I'm not. I'm fine. Apparently, I was a very selective healer. School made me sick, and fun cured me instantly. Now, I know it wasn't really that simple. But what I see now is that our minds, our focus, our energy, they influence our experience more than we often realize. Even as a child, my body and spirit were responding to focus on excitement and joy. It reminds me of Howard Thurman's words. Don't ask what the world needs. Ask what makes you come alive and go do it. Because what the world needs is people who have come alive. Do what wags your tail. When we feel alive, when we live from that spark within us, we are already participating in our healing. But here's the challenge. Most of us don't walk around every day feeling alive and light. We carry baggage, right? Old hurts, guilt, regrets, resentments. Can you feel how heavy those words feel? I call them fur balls. Why? Because like with a cat, you can't just keep swallowing them down forever. They eventually have to come up, right? So if you want to start living better tomorrow, you've got to clear out some of that baggage today. That might mean shaking hands with someone you've been avoiding. That might mean apologizing, forgiving, or simply deciding not to carry that resentment anymore. Maya Angelou said, forgiveness is not something we do for other people. We do it for ourselves to get well. and move on. They don't even have to accept it, right? What matters is that when you realize it, you release yourself. It's not about the other person. It's really about you. Because nothing drains our life force more than holding on to guilt or grudges. That robs us of our joy. It robs us of our wholeness. Healing begins when we set those things down. In unity, we don't see people as broken. We don't see people as sinners who need fixing. We see each one as a divine expression of infinite intelligence, loving source, God, whatever word you feel comfortable using, a word that resonates with you. That's what's important, how it resonates with you. I often change the words. I often change the words that I use for God to something like energy, infinite intelligence, universe. Because when I hear the word God, and this is just about me, I've been conditioned to think of a power out there and that I am separate from something. And that's not my truth. God and I are one, like a wave is one with the ocean. That is what unity teaches, and that is my truth. That being said, I know many people who are very comfortable with and prefer to use the word God, and I highly respect that and encourage them to do that. What's important again is whatever word you use feels good and brings up no resistance by using it. So back to healing. Healing isn't about fixing something that's wrong with us. It's not about trying to become something different. It's about realizing the wholeness of life that has always been there, who we already are, whole, alive, and free. Eric Butterworth, a renowned unity minister and author, said, "Wholeness is not something to be achieved, but something to be revealed." Now, sometimes illness arises because of genetics, environments, or simply the mystery of being human. It's not about blame or punishment. Unity doesn't say we caused it by wrong thinking. What we say is that no matter what challenges we face, the renewing flow of consciousness is always present in us. Know that we honor both realities, that life brings challenges, and that spirit is present in us no matter what. Some have questioned, do we make ourselves sick with wrongful thinking? This is such an important question. And the short answer is sometimes. Sometimes our thoughts do affect our health, but that doesn't mean all illness is caused by wrong thinking. We know stress can weaken our immune system. We know anger and bitterness can weave and weigh heavy on the body. And in those cases, changing our thinking, practicing forgiveness, cultivating peace, they really can open the door to greater healing or greater health. But to say that all sickness comes from wrong thinking is too simplistic. And frankly, it can be cruel. Something at Unity we call spiritual malpractice. Sometimes illness comes despite our best intentions and affirmations. Sometimes it arises from factors far beyond our control. Unity teaches that our thoughts have power, but we do not teach blame. If you are sick, it doesn't mean you thought the wrong thoughts. What it means is that you are human, and in this human journey, Your wholeness is always alive in you. Understanding that is the real healing. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Who said that? There we go. Wayne Dyer. So, what is spiritual malpractice, you may ask? Spiritual malpractice is when someone misuses truth teachings to cause harm. For example, telling someone they are sick because they don't have enough faith, or that their cancer came from guilt or wrong thinking. Now, we know that this is unintentional, but what they are saying won't do any good, right? That is shaming and blaming, and that is not unity. Healing is never about blaming. It's always about blessing. Unity gives us a tool to help uncover or remember our wholeness, called denials and affirmations. I think I've shared with you before, when I first heard denials, I was like, what? How can you deny something? Like, that's not very spiritual, right? Anyway, I got to learn what that meant, and I'm going to share that with you here today. The Fillmores taught denials and affirmations as a way to lift people up, not to tear them down. Denials are not about ignoring illness. They're about refusing to give it ultimate power. Now that I like, right? Affirmations are about remembering the truth of who we are. So this is where unity practice becomes practical, and it's unity's way of offering prayer. Myrtle Fillmore said, denial is the mental process of erasing from consciousness the false beliefs of error. And she said, affirmation is the establishment of truth in consciousness. Again, a denial is not pretending the problem doesn't exist. It's simply refusing to give it power. For instance, this guilt no longer controls me. That's a denial. Or this illness does not define me. Again, a denial. And in affirmation, the conscious choice to claim truth could be, I am free, whole, and filled with energy and life. Or, the healing life of source energy renews me now. That can be an affirmation. What I will say about denials and affirmations, and I think that we've come to believe this more and more over the years, is it's the feeling that behind that really makes a difference. So when we talk about fake it till you make it, it's not about faking it, but it's about reliving a time when you had that feeling and bringing that feeling up into your body so that you can embody the affirmation you are saying. Does that make sense? Denials clear the clutter. Affirmations plant seeds of truth. Together, they open us to the healing power of presence. Now, sometimes illness arises, again, I say, because of genetics, environment, or simply the mystery of being human. But let's try this together as a community. I'll say the denial first, and you can repeat after me. I release all fear and guilt. These have no power over me. And now let's put in the affirmation. The renewing flow of life restores me now. The renewing flow of life restores me now. I am whole alive, and free.
I am whole, and free.
Can you feel that? Just breathe that in. And notice how it feels. When someone believes in us, encourages us, and doesn't criticize us, we can shine. Our focus sharpens, our work improves, our lives open up. Healing works the same way. When we stop focusing only on what's wrong and start focusing on what makes us alive, what wags our tail, and really, that is such a wonderful way of expressing it, right? What wags your tail? Think about that. We awaken wholeness, not just in ourselves, but in each other. Here's the trap, though. We get stuck, right? We get stuck in wanting. I want better health. I want success. I want to be joyful. When all we do is focus on wanting, what are we creating? More of wanting. So it comes from being joy, being peace, being alive right now. I quote from Charles Fillmore, "There is a power within you that is greater than all the conditions of the world. It will carry you to health, to peace, to abundance, if you will let it." If you will let it. So it's all in our hands. So let us affirm another together. I let go of all that no longer serves me.
I let go no longer serves me.
I live in the wholeness of my true self.
I live in the wholeness of my true self.
I am healed, whole, and complete.
I am healed, whole, and complete.
I began with the story of being a child who could suddenly feel well whenever something fun was about to happen. Back then, I thought healing was about the holiday showing up. Now I know healing and wholeness are always here. Whenever we choose to lighten our load, to forgive, to refocus, to come alive, we experience healing. So this week, don't ask what's wrong with me. Instead, ask what makes me come alive. What do I love to do? And go do that. Because the world needs most, what the world needs is you. Fully alive, whole, free, and true. So let us take this into meditation. If you're comfortable, close your eyes and take a slow, deep breath in and out. And let's do that again. And out. Bring to mind something heavy you've been carrying. Guilt, resentment, fear, whatever it is that it's heavy for you to carry and weighs you down. Picture it clearly. Feel the weight of it. Now imagine yourself setting it down, letting go of it, and feel your body become lighter. Doesn't that feel good? Putting the weight down and feeling lighter. Now see yourself filled with light. A bright, shining white light. Spirit's healing life is flowing through you and through every cell of your body, renewing and restoring you. We feel such appreciation for this wonderful body that allows us to do all that we need to do and to be all that we need to be. We are so grateful, and we send it love, and we surround each cell in that light and love, and we feel them dancing for joy. They are so happy to be acknowledged, to feel loved, and to have this light in them. Hear these words in the quiet of your heart. I am whole. I am alive. I am free. Breathe that in. I am whole. I am alive. I am free. And rest here in the silence for a couple of minutes, taking it all in, feeling it, experiencing it, and affirming it. And now, gently come back into the room. Open your eyes when you're ready. And know that it is so. And it is done. And all is well. Thank you.
We just had a little heater crash. Sorry. Parts are coming off the room. I'm just going to go into sharing and see if I could just fix those slides so you don't have a bar across them a second, and we'll get to the next song. Nope, it's still showing up. Sorry. Enjoy this meditative song.
We enter a deep state of spiritual awareness. breathing gently and grounding ourselves in the power of God within, while releasing all concerns. We are immersed in divine presence. Universal intelligence and infinite love support my every breath. As we rest in this sacred space, we remember we are one with God, and so we pray. Peace fills me as I settle into this sacred moment. With each breath, I soften into stillness. I rest in divine assurance. The peace of God rises within me, steady and sure. It surrounds me like a quiet grace, a holy hush that reminds me all is well. Nothing disturbs the calm within. Everything calls me deeper into peace. Every cell of my being radiates divine life. In this harmony of prayer, my heart beats in rhythm with spirit. The pulse of divine vitality flows through me. In reverent awareness, I bless every part of my body with healing light. I breathe in wholeness. I exhale renewal. Life, vibrant and sacred, expresses through me. By divine order, I move with grace and ease through all of life. Before each step, I pause and listen. I realign. Divine order reveals new pathways, turning challenges into openings. With clarity and calm, I navigate change. I embrace the vast and beautiful possibilities always unfolding in my life. I am attuned to the infinite wisdom within and all around me. Divine intelligence speaks through insight, intuition, and stillness. My inner knowing is awake and aware. I trust the quiet prompting of spirit, guiding me forward. Confidence fills me. Every choice, every movement is led by divine understanding. I am one with God, one with all of life. There is no separation. I pray as part of the whole, a living thread in the sacred web of existence. My thoughts are blessed. My heart uplifts. My prayers ripple outward in compassion and harmony, creating healing where it's needed most. In gratitude for expanding spiritual awareness and the power of collective prayer, we affirm our readiness to move forward, awake and aligned, present to peace, present to life, present to order, present to wisdom. Together, we close this time of prayer by speaking aloud the prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is.